What's up, guys? We're back in here for another video. Hot Wheels, one of the most famous toys of all times. I think it's the best-selling toy of all times. I think another news station had a story. And I missed both of them because both of them were talking about it around the same time. No, NBC had it the day before, and I missed both of them. I don't know what the hell I was doing. But, they tell you what's coming up. And I just got into something else, and I missed it. And I did a search on it, and it didn't come up. But here it is now. I haven't watched it yet, so this is my first time looking at it. And I have it at 1.5 speed to speed it up a little bit. So let's check it out.
They're under millions of Christmas trees right now, just raring to go as soon as a lucky kid tears open the wrapping. Hot Wheel cars have been delighting children and many adults for over half a century since Mattel introduced them back in 1968. This morning, Jamie Yuccas gives us a rare look inside the place they're designed.
This is where the #1 best-selling toy in the world comes to life. An entire section of Mattel dedicated to Hot Wheels.
1960, I didn't know they came out that far back. They've been about $1 for like decades. The price has been consistent. I'll give them that.
Here's a Hot Wheels muscle car, Hot Wheels supercar, Hot Wheels classic race car, race truck, and then this is like a drifting truck.
Designer Brian Benedict takes an idea and turns it into this. A Hot Wheels die-cast car, 64 times smaller than a regular car.
If you could have dreamt up a job when you were a kid, was this it?
Well, yeah, literally. Even when I was a kid, Hot Wheels was my introduction to cars, right? I actually remember writing a letter when I was 8 to Hot Wheels, and
yeah, same here. Hot Wheels was my introduction to cars. And they're everywhere. I walk past the display in the supermarket. They have like 5 or 6 of them in the supermarket. And I walk past one. I'm not going to do it. Walk past another one. Then the third time, it's just like a car that I like. I can't resist it. It's addictive.
Like different cars they should do.
You did?
Yeah.
Today, Benedict works with a team of designers, all with a background in the automotive industry, creating these unique designs.
This is really your fantasy and what you get to have fun with.
Yeah, absolutely. We have partnerships with all the car companies, and we do authentic replications, but with a little bit of a Hot Wheels spin, right? So we don't just do a regular Nissan Patrol. We do like a amped up, overlanding kind of patrol.
Sometimes the color is probably a little
yeah,
different.
Yeah. We do wild graphics, that sort of thing.
Rooted in car culture and driven by authenticity, Hot Wheels is still able to create that element of fantasy.
Oh, that looks good, man. Red Line Club. I think the Tiger one looks pretty close to that, detail-wise. I need to get one and compare it.
See.
And sometimes we go really crazy by doing a donut car. So we brought in donuts because a lot of times the guys will bring in donuts or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like that type of stuff.
Like, oh, this would make a cool car.
So sometimes it's just whatever is in front of you.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're inspired by everything, not just car culture, but the world around us. I like what you've done over here.
The idea starts with a sketch. Then the sculptor will create a digital model and print it out. Once approved, it goes to development engineers in Asia.
We have done about close to 30 of what we call the Garage of Legends cars.
Roberto Sanici is the Senior Vice President, Global Head of Vehicles for Mattel.
We always challenge convention. So if you think about a Hot Wheels car, it's not just any car. There's something unexpected about that car. If you think about a Hot Wheels track, there's something unexpected about that track. There's an element of how fast can you go? Can you make that jump? Are you going to be able to do that loop? And that's what really keeps kids of all ages engaged with the brand for so long.
Stanici got this big kid re-engaged with the brand by letting me play with the giant speed loop in the lobby.
I'm launching a truck.
Turns out, other women are getting just as excited about the toys these days.
There used to be an idea that Barbie was for girls and you'd buy that for the girls, and Hot Wheels.
Here we go. Girly girls invading our space. I was playing with women. I'm just playing.
were for boys. Has that changed over the years?
Yes, for sure. We know today from research that about a quarter of the Hot Wheels owners are actually girls. And actually, when you look at adults, that number is even higher of women buying Hot Wheels for themselves as collectors. It's about a third.
I'm surprised it's a third.
Yeah, it has to do with that passion for car culture. Hot Wheels is one of the best ways that people have to just showcase their love for a car.
The original set of Hot Wheels consisted of just 16 cars and was intended for kids.
New Hot Wheels, only from Mattel.
Most of the cars cost just $1, but the highly collectible cars can fetch on the secondary market for several $1,000s, with some valued as much as 6 figures.
Hot Wheels was never about just old, boring play. It's always been about speed. It's always been about performance.
And they perform well. Mattel sells 16.5 Hot Wheel cars every second around the world. The evolution of the brand also...
Wow. That's a lot. That's how popular they are. I'm a junkie myself, because I have a hard time walking past a display and not buying something.
now includes other play.
This area back here is tracks and playsets area.
Paul Schmidt is a playset designer.
How did you come up with this design?
This is a collaboration, like most of our sets here, of a lot of the different designers back here, and we just wanted to come up with something crazy that we hadn't done before.
I would love if that was my job. Come up with something crazy.
That's what we do all day long, is try to think of something that no one else has done before.
Oh, yes, I defeated him.
And while taking down dragons and racing new tracks is really fun, Schmidt's job is actually really difficult.
One of the things that people don't understand, there's a lot of math and engineering that goes behind these, because that little 1/64 scale car has no steering, no suspension, and no driver, and it has to perform on crazy sets like this. Math, engineering, physics, a lot of physics for a set like this to get all this to work.
People don't think about that when they're playing with
No.
these.
And it's a very important part of our design process.
The brand continues to race into the future with new innovations and no plans of slowing down.
We're always adding more elements of fun. So before you had one crash, now you have 3 crashes, now you have 5, now you have an upside down crash.
Oh, it looks good. I like that. I have a Tycho set similar to that. Not as many crashes. I think it's Battle Zone or something like that, where you got the loops and you crash. I need to set that up, make a video with that.
Now the crash is in the air, and those different ways of playing just have kept generations and generations engaged. And that evolves beyond toys as well, with video games and different live events and different ways that people can experience the brand.
For CBS Saturday Morning, I'm Jamie Yukas, El Segundo, California.
I totally get why so many women are so into Hot Wheels. I never had a set, but I always played with my friends. Didn't you?
You know, I think now is when we start doing that, because I didn't really grow up playing with Hot Wheels as much, but
You're about to right now.
I see the fun. I see the
Nah, they know they don't want to play with no Hot Wheels. He's doing that for show.
CBS Saturday Morning Grand Prix.
Okay.
All right, so
Okay, you're the
be
ref.
careful, because these roads come together, the opposite of the frost poem, right? So yeah, you don't want to crash here.
Okay. So
There's no divergence.
Right.
There's a convergence.
Well, that's the engineering. involved.
And the winner is the first one to
Okay.
get your car down.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, go.
Did anyone win? You broke the set.
Oh my heavens.
There's a lot of power.
This is why I used to have a hard time with Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
because
well,
I was a
let's
little
put this
too
back
rough on
together.
it. Oh
Wow.
my gosh, I'm so embarrassed.
Where'd it go?
fix that.
We will fix it, so we don't know who won, do we?
Well, no, because you threw your car across.
I think you may have DQ'd.
You qualified.
I may have won.
I didn't. I completely blew it.
I
Oh
like
my.
how it works, though. It's like
Yeah,
kind of
no.
a cool little.
Well, I love the fact that there's so many high-tech
one
games these days, and people and children still.
So they saw a lot of these things. I'm trying to find the one from NBC. I can't find that one. Keep putting in search, or maybe I don't have the right words to find it. Yeah, Hot Wheels is popular. You saw how many they sell every day. This was my gateway to slot cars. I made a video a little while back from Hot Wheels to AFX. It was my progression from playing with Hot Wheels. Then I went to the Sizzler cars. Then my friend Scott got a AFX set. I believe it was Christmas 1974. And I was hooked ever since. Then I got a set in 75. And by then they had magnet traction. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Are you a Hot Wheels man, Matchbox? Do you do die cast at all? Drop a comment below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.